Hi, this is a webinar on the account owner functions in the Setup tab in the ThinkWave system. First, click on the Setup tab. At the bottom left, you'll see the account owner functions. These are important functions available only to the administrator that allows you control over the ThinkWave system. Click on Additional Administrators. This allows you to invite a user to have administrator control over the ThinkWave system. Click on Add next to Additional Administrators. This will create a 16-digit access code that you will then give to the user to allow them administrator access. Once they have the access code, they will go to the thinkwave.com homepage. Then they will click on Login and start first time here. They will then fill out their username and password, their email, and here is where they would enter the access code that you gave them. Then click on New Account. If they already have a teacher account, then they can add administrator access to that account below here. Back to the Setup tab. Click on Additional Administrators. Once the new administrator sets up their account, the access code you gave them becomes their username. If you need to delete an administrator account, then you can do that by clicking here. You can add as many administrators as you need. Back to the Setup tab, and click on Lock and Unlock. This gives you the option to lock data in the school year. So that way, when a school year is finished, you can lock the data so it can't be changed. But if you need to go back and make any adjustments, you still have the option to unlock it. Back to the Setup tab, and click on Rollover. This is the rollover function to carry the data over from one year to another. This will copy over students, classes, and settings. Students will be moved to the next appropriate grade level. Courses and groups and custom fields are also copied, as well as many of the settings. First, select which direction you'd want to roll over the data to. You can roll over to the next year, or you can roll over to the previous year and enter the historical data. You can do this at any time, so for instance, if you want to start setting up the new school year early, you don't have to wait for the school year to end. We will roll over to the next year. Here is where you can adjust or confirm the start and end dates for the school year and semesters. You can change this later after the school year has been created, so you don't have to worry if you run into issues with selecting the dates. Now click Next. Here's where you select the default action for rolling over the grade levels. Since we're rolling forward, all grade levels should roll over to the next grade. So kindergarten to first grade to second grade, etc. You also have the option to have students without grade level assigned to leave it that way. And finally, for students graduating out of the school, you can select Do Not Copy Student. Make sure all of the fields are filled out, and once complete, select Next. Here you can select either Copy Class Enrollment or Do Not Copy Class Enrollment. Since in most cases students have to enroll in new classes for the new year, you typically wouldn't want to copy class enrollment. But you still have the option to copy the enrollment for all classes or just select classes. Here you can select whether to copy group enrollment. So for instance, the baseball team or the band. And here you select whether to copy the custom fields created. Since most of these custom fields do not change, you'd want to select Copy. If the field is associated with a custom group, and you are not copying that group, then you'd want to select Not to copy the custom field as well. Like for instance, we will not copy the data for the group athletes. But since it has a custom fields of uniforms, then you want to make sure not to copy the uniforms as well. When all the fields have been entered, select Next. Now you have the chance to finalize and complete the rollover. If you want to change any of the rollover data, you can click on the links to that selection here. Once the rollover is complete, select the new year from the top right pull-down. And you can browse all of the data to make sure it's correct. Once you feel all the data is correct, then select Certify Rollover from the pull-down menu. Select that the start and end dates are correct. You still have the ability to change this after certifying the rollover. Then select that the students, grade levels, and custom fields have been copied correctly as well. And here you can select whether to make the new year available to teachers, students, and parents. So for instance, if you want to turn on access to the new year after the current year is complete, then you can select not to provide access. Then select to finalize the rollover and click Finalize. And these are the Account Owner functions in the Setup tab on the ThinkWave system. Thanks for watching.